All right, and I'm going to share my screen. And here we go. All right. Thank you. Good evening, fabulous people. Thank you so much for joining me tonight for the 7 Levels of Energy webinar, up close and personal. I'm going to start. And this whole webinar is about energy levels and what it means to show up energetically. And my name is Eugenie Ducatel, and I will be your host this evening. All right, so my name is Eugenie Ducatel. I'm a certified professional coach. I am a speaker. I'm also an Energy Leadership Index Master Practitioner, and I empower my clients to create the life they truly want. I help them experience joy, purpose, confidence, and success, single or not. So today is about the 7 levels of energy webinar, up close and personal. So we're going to go through the following tonight. What is energy? What does showing up energetically in your life mean? What is the overview of each level with the keywords? Participation is encouraged. I'm going to try to involve some of my real life experiences to illustrate the different energy levels. And I will also share some strategies to experience higher energy levels and therefore higher life satisfaction. So this entire presentation is based on the works of the Institute of Professional Excellence in Coaching, also known as iPec. And the founder, his name is Bruche Schneider. And his mission is to raise the consciousness of the world one person at a time. All right, so what does showing up energetically mean? I'm going to ask Fatima. What does it mean?
Yes. What does showing up energetically mean? I think it's bringing in your compassion as you are present with others. Ooh. So that they have your attention. I think that's showing up energetically for others.
Yes, absolutely. That is definitely one way that people show up energetically, is with compassion for others, which happens to be one of our energy levels today. I'm telling you right now, it's going to be level 4. So you're absolutely right about that. Okay, nice. So let's just take a silly scenario, just because we've all been stuck in traffic. So Linda, Linda, are you in Canada or in the States?
I'm in the Dallas, Texas area.
You are a Dallas, Texas lady. That is so awesome. One day I'd like to go visit there. So I have this feeling that thank you very much. I have this feeling you guys have some traffic jams in Texas too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So this is a Toronto highway and this is traffic. It's nothing exciting, but people will react in different ways even though they're in the same situation though. So this is one possibility.
I've driven in Toronto too.
And survived it. Good for you, because that's a little crazy up here, to say the least. So there's this guy, he's stuck in traffic and he says, here we go again. I can't seem to catch a break. This always happens to me. Or you have this guy who says, why can't we just work remotely? My boss is such a rigid, narrow-minded schmuck. So this one's a little bit upset. Or you might even have a lady who will say, oh, sometimes I got a good feeling. Yeah. And she'll be singing in the car. So how we show up energetically, it's about energy and it's about pure physics. Energy cannot be created or destroyed. Our friend Albert Einstein said this many years ago. However, it can be shifted or transferred. So a thought, an emotion, an action can shift into another more empowered thought, emotion, or action. And this is the basis of the 7 energy levels. So the energy in your life comes from your lenses or your filters. It is the lenses or filters through which you see the world and your experience, how you interpret yourself, others, and events, and events that happen to you and how you react to them, whether or not it's helpful. Some ways that you react are going to be helpful for you, and other ways will take you away from your goals and your life satisfaction. So this is based mainly on a few factors. Your lenses are affected The color of your lenses will be tinted with the past experiences that you've experienced in life, or assumptions. So whatever happened to you in the past might lead you to think that it will happen again. So if something happened to you online dating and somebody stood you up, then this could happen again. So you might have this sense that it might happen again, and it will create this kind of energy for you, right? If you have had success smiling at a person at the YMCA, then your lenses will be in a happier kind of way, that you will experience more joy, so you will keep smiling. Your beliefs are also a lens or a filter. So they are there's so many of them, honestly. And we've been on this planet for a while, so they can come from your family values. They can come up with your upbringing, societal beliefs, influence of people, your teachers, your coaches, your leaders. And those beliefs can be either limiting, which is what this is about tonight, and they can also be very liberating. So you already have many beliefs that are serving you. For example, tonight, you have made a choice, and I commend you on that choice. You have made the choice to join me for this webinar, to learn, to grow, and you believe that this will serve you in the long run to lead a happier, better, more enriched life, or just to learn something because that is something that you like to do, that growing and learning is part of your values. So there you are, and you're with me tonight. So thank you for that. And that shows that you have this mindset to grow, which is fantastic. But some beliefs are limiting, such as, for example, in my family, there was 2 girls and then 2 boys. And even though my parents will fight to the death and say that they raised us exactly the same, it is not true. My brothers got away with everything, and my sister and I had to work 10 times harder to be considered the same as my brothers. So my belief is, as a woman, I can achieve my success, but I just have to work harder. Whether or not it's true, that's my belief. I actually think it's a little bit true, but there you have it. So awareness and energy, why is it important? Well, it's important because if you're aware of how you show up, how you're reacting, then you can pause and you can see where you are at. It's like your ground zero. Then you can build the power to step back and choose how you would rather react. This is not an instant thing that you can do. It takes practice. There's things that I'm going to tell you today how to do that, but that is the ground rule. You know where you are, you see where you are, and you can make a conscious decision versus a default decision, and which will lead to a more satisfying life. So before we begin, I just want to point something out very important. You are not your energy. So you are experiencing an energy. It does not define you. It simply represents how you react or show up at a particular time during your day, facing difficult moments or better moments. It's usually your default reaction to events during the day when things are going well, and also when they're when they're more challenging. And ultimately, you can learn how to develop some skills to shift how you react. And every level of energy has advantages and disadvantages. And there's no such thing as a good or a bad level of energy either. Ultimately, you guys, you have the power to improve your life through the awareness of the energy levels and shifting them. So this is, I just thought I would give you a little bit of beautiful energy. I have a picture here of my daughter and I quite recently. She did a theater play and she built the stage back there. And there's extra good energy because if you see this man right here, his name is Andy Houston. He's going to come back in my presentation near the end at the highest energy levels. And he was my professor 15 years ago at the university. And now he's teaching my daughter Stephanie at the University of Waterloo. And it makes me happy because she's happy, and it's just a wonderful art form. This is another happy picture for you, you guys. I'm 50 years old as of this year, and these are my kids, and they bought these massive balloons, and I put my face right square in the middle of the 0, and I think it's fantastic because 0 to me is a great start for anything new. All right, let's get to it. 7 levels of energy, the basis of core energy coaching, iPec. So there are 2 types of energies, you guys. which you kind of already know. There's catabolic, which in human words means it's a negative kind of energy. It's a bit of a destructive, it's stressful. And there's an anabolic type of energy, which is a positive energy, less stress, which allows you to have a more open mind. You can see the bigger picture, and then you can make better decisions. Catabolic is important because when you're feeling stress, it breaks down some of your muscles and it'll create some cortisol, but it also boosts your energy in short periods of time, which will allow you to move forward. And except it's not very sustainable because you can't do that long term, right? So catabolic, negative, anabolic, positive energy. So before we start, as I go through each level, you may find yourself thinking, ooh, I do that, or ooh, my boss, my spouse, my child, my colleague, my friend does that, or I wish I could do that. At any rate, just observe, because awareness is why you're here today, is to learn, and just be gentle with yourself. Try not to judge, just notice and write things down if you want to. All right, thanks, Fatima. I like that you like my pictures. Okay, I already said you're not your energy level. I guess it's important. I wrote it twice. You are experiencing an energy level at any given time. No judgment on your personality or character. There we go. All right. Level 1, which is catabolic, it's the lowest energy level, is the keyword is victim. My dear friends, have you ever said, why does this always happen to me? Or, I feel so hopeless. No matter how hard I try, there's nothing I can do about this. Of course, Fatima says, right? We all have, all of us, because we're human. Or I'm not good enough. This is all my fault. Or I wish I hadn't done this. I wish I could change it. I'm so fill in the blank with a very strong negative self-talk word, very judgmental word. I'm so silly. I'm so stupid. I shouldn't have done that. So this is the low energy where you feel trapped, you feel powerless, and you feel like it's out of your control. Your life is out of your control at this particular moment. So let me share with you my level 1 moments so that you can see that I have them as well. Even though I'm a success coach, a life coach, I have experienced these moments. My biggest, baddest one would have been a 10-year toxic marriage, you guys. So it did last a while. It took me a while to get out of it, but the whole time that I was in it with this person, it felt like it didn't matter what I did. It was never good enough. I was criticized. I felt stuck because I was threatened. If I got a divorce, my ex threatened to take the children from me. So I felt very hopeless. I felt so stupid that there were so many red flags. I should have known not to marry this person, that I was not good enough. So I deserved this. And it took a while to shift into peace, confidence, knowing I was not responsible, and finally action, which meant I was finally free to leave and I was guilt-free. The energy shift here into the beautiful thing that happened out of this situation is that I got my 2 girls. And honestly, they're my blessing. So even though I experienced this lower level energy for 10 years, I no longer see it that way. I no longer perceive myself as a victim. I see myself as a survivor, as a thriver, and as a mom of 2 beautiful, successful, amazing girls. So that's the shift of energy. All right. I am also a high school teacher right now, working part-time. And this is me at Starbucks. And I am a language teacher, which means I spend a lot of time grading papers. And this is my level 1 energy where I feel helpless and stuck after 28 years of teaching. Do you think I could find a better way to do this? I'm so silly to keep doing this. It doesn't matter how I organize myself, you guys. There is no escaping it. So I always have a pile of papers to grade. It never ends, and I just want to quit, okay? So this is me as a language teacher having all these papers to grade. So shifting my energy means in this case is, well, I got to get it done. And I will love myself when it is done. And so taking responsibility in this case, choosing a different environment where to work allows for a more, let's just call it pleasant experience, where I have a Starbucks with me, I have a delicious coffee, I can chit chat with the person behind me if I want to. so that it's not such a bogging down energy and I can get my work done. Online dating. So this is my third example for level 1 catabolic energy, which is victim. There are no good men out there. This is hopeless because I've been in online dating for, I'm going to say 10, 15 years. I'm not counting, on and off, a long, long time. And so this was because I'm not there anymore, but I used to experience this hopelessness, it doesn't matter how hard I try, I'm never going to find my special person. Online dating is so stupid, but where else am I going to find someone? At the grocery store? This is so hopeless. Obviously, I'm not good enough. I wish I hadn't broken up with my ex-boyfriend back then. I was so insecure. I made a mistake and I can't let it go if I could go back in time. So rehashing the past, feeling stuck, feeling hopeless. And this is definitely a level 1 energy victim mode. Experiencing this energy is not fun at all. So I'm no longer in this energy. I no longer experience despair around dating. I have shifted my energy through a lot of work, through coaching, through rewriting my beliefs. Now I am convinced my special person will arrive. I just don't know when or where. Meanwhile, I'm just going to live it up until that happens. It is not Amazon.com, people. Things will happen in their own time. So the advantage of level 1 energy is that it does allow you to regroup. So if you're sick, which I missed 11 days of work this month. It was really discouraging, but at least I had the time to take care of myself, and that allowed me to shift out of level 1 into healthier energy. Okay, so we're still in catabolic destructive energy. This one is called conflict, level 2. So have you ever said to yourself, it makes me so angry when he, she, they fill in the blank, or it's his fault that this failed, or fine, I will do it my way to make sure it is done properly. Too bad if they don't make it. It is their fault anyways. Why does he or she get to do this and I can't? That's just so unfair. And so the level 2 energy is conflict. And so there's anger in there, there's resentment. It's a black and white world. I'm right, you're wrong. I win, you lose. And so that's why it's called a negative energy, because there's no room to grow. The ego here is huge. There's a huge amount of judgment as well that is involved into this. So let me share with you some of my level 2 moments. So this is literally last September. I stormed into my principal's office and I said, and I literally sat down and I said, I will not teach this group of students. They are rude, disrespectful, and immature. They can barely write their name, and you want me to get them to read books and write essays? Are you out of your mind? I would rather quit. And I almost did, by the way, because my energy was so bad about this. So I'm smiling now because I didn't quit. I shifted into my level 3, which is a responsibility. I took a deep breath. I did a lot of meditating that semester. I calmed down and I reminded myself that I did possess the tools to deal with challenging students, and I put them into place. So I took responsibility. I created firm boundaries with this bunch, and guess what? There were no more problems. All right, so this is my other one at work. So when I used to feel I would take on the entire project, I would, again, like I said before, this level of energy is conflict, it's judgment, it's I'm right, you're wrong, you're the problem, I'm the solution. So my colleague X is so useless, I can't depend on her, she doesn't care. I will do it my way, I will show her what I can do. At least I know it will be done properly. This is so friggin' annoying. So again, I have evolved since then. I've learned how to shift my energy, and I've shifted into being responsible for my actions and my thoughts. Yes, it's not ideal that I didn't get much support with this project, but I knew I could get it done. And also my compassionate side, the one that Fatima mentioned at the beginning of the webinar, is I just don't know what this person is going through. So releasing the judgment and giving this person a little bit more compassion, a little bit more space, and trying to put myself in her shoes as well. All right, so level 1, level 2, they're both catabolic energies. Level 3 is the level entry energy for anabolic energy. So it's the first level where there's more positive energy and solution focused and responsibility focused as well. So this is what people would say in this level here. They would say, well, it's not so bad. Once we have this done, we can take a breather. It'll be worth it in the end. Yes, I know we're tired, but maybe one more push. Let's make the best of the situation. Okay, this is not ideal, but we can do it, guys. So there you are. So the level 3 energy is, the key word here is responsibility, and it's focusing on the outcome and success. So there's more of obviously now you're moving forward, right? So this is an example that I would say happened to me today. We have these meetings at my work that happen once a week, and I do not like them. They feel like a monumental waste of time. They usually add to my workload, and they're part of the job. So I put on my best effort. I work with my colleagues, and I get her done. So I don't enjoy it necessarily, but I know I have to get it done. So this is a level 3. I'm responsible. I'm going to work with other people. I make a huge effort to be polite and positive, to make the activity go as smoothly as possible, or at least as least painful as possible. And I also think, yep, let's not get overboard here. We did what we were asked to do. That's good enough, right? So this is today. I had this meeting this morning and I did not want to go, but I thought, okay, I have to go. So that's number one. So how can I go into this meeting without bringing all this bad energy with me? And so I shifted my mind to 2 very small things. I said, I'm going to pick one thing. I'm going to learn one thing today that is cool. One thing. I think I can achieve that. And also, at least I will be with my lovely colleagues, and I do love them. They're beautiful people. So at least I'll get to see my colleagues. And guess what, you guys? It went very well. I learned many things, and I did get to interact with my colleagues. So it was definitely higher than a level 2. Okay, there's another real story for you from my real life. Is I am a real estate investor, and I have 2 properties, and stuff always breaks down. There's plumbing leaks, electricity, there's always issues. And so I haven't got pictures here because my phone, I couldn't transfer pictures, but I'm going to get you to visualize the backup of the drain and muck all over in the laundry room. And I'm on my hands and knees mopping the stuff up and putting it in big black garbage bags. And so obviously it's not ideal. It's really disgusting, but I can fix it. I have the power to fix it. I'm going to get it done. And that's a level 3 reaction to a situation that is not pleasant. So grading papers, again, like I said earlier, it's not ideal, but if I find a way to make it more pleasurable, so changing my environment, I've also decided to work with colleagues. Sometimes this works very nicely. So I don't feel like I'm on my own and I'm punished, and I can share my work with my colleague and we can have a good chuckle here and there. Then it becomes a level 3. I'm responsible. I'm going to make this happen. I'm going to tolerate the fact that I'm not loving this, but I'm going to get it done. So the danger of level 3, which is, being responsible and working towards an outcome, is that sometimes it doesn't deal with the underlying anger or frustration. So the lower levels of energies that I mentioned before. So that's something to watch out for. All right, level 4, Fatima, going back to what you said earlier with compassion and caring and helping others. That is this level here. So concern, helping, caring, because it feels good. And there's 2 ways. So to care for other people and help them. And in the second part of this also be to take care of ourselves. So for now, how much do you enjoy taking care of others? Who do you like to help? And let's just see if I can go into my Jamboard and see if Fatima wants to, if she's even there anymore. I don't know. I don't think she's there. Oh, that's okay. No problem. And I can just get you to participate out loud if you like. That's okay.
Oh, I think I just signed back in. Or
you got let me just refresh.
Can I ask you a quick question about the
Sure.
gym?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to get into it because I can't remember my password, blah,
Oh,
blah.
okay, no
Anyway,
problem.
but what's the difference or what value do you find with that versus using chat?
So the Jamboard is if there's a big group of people, then you can put it on the Jamboard and you can do, here, I'll show you. So you can do, you'll put a little text box and
Okay.
you'll say, since you're with me, I'm just going to show you, Linda. So you'll say, I like to help. I like to help my children, right?
Okay. Right.
And then you would save it. And then, so then let's say there's like 30 people here, then you'll have like 30 of these little boxes. And then it kind of gives you a visual and you can change the color. You can, edit it and you can put it in blue if you prefer to put it in blue. So then if you have like multi numbers of participants, then they don't have to talk and it all ends up like in one space. The chat can be a little bit difficult to follow also.
Okay, thanks.
No worries. All right, so I'm going to go back to my slides. Yes. Okay. So how much do you enjoy taking care of others? Are you a person who experiences this level energy often? And who do you like to help, right? So I'm just going to quickly ask you, Linda, who do you like to help?
I'm partial to well, it's actually I like to help anybody, but I'm
Okay, good.
already into level 4. But I guess it's shifting in my business because I have typically focused on mid-career individuals who are looking either to expand their roles or to do something else.
Amazing.
And but lately I've been coaching really young folks.
Nice.
And so I have really enjoyed doing that a lot. And so I'm thinking I've maybe, like restricted myself a little too much with mid-career. And I like being with young folks who are still like trying to find what their life passion is.
Absolutely. And it sounds like the way that you help those people in mid-career, you can help the young people finding out their lives right now. So this is so valuable for them. Absolutely. Yeah. Excellent. How about you, Fatima? Who would you like to help?
So I don't know that I have a specific person in mind, but it's more like I keep myself open to providing help as opportunities arise. So in the morning, I have this reminder on my phone that tells, it asks me the question, how are you going to be of service to others today?
Very nice.
And so I just am more mindful of opportunities that might arise and where I can be helpful.
That's amazing. Great stuff that you even have that on your phone. I commend you for that. Wow. Okay. So I'm going to share my level 4 moments. So first of all, this is my number one. I'm a mom of 2 girls, Kemi and Stephanie, and I love them, love them, love them. So this is the way I help them or how I serve them or how I show them my love. So I cook for them. I provide a safe, calm, happy, cozy home. I make them coffee. I love them. I want them to feel the love and support no matter what. So I hug them a lot as well. I write them little encouraging notes or I text them. I'm there for them. I'm always listening, supportive, championing them. I believe in them. And I love seeing them succeed and feeling like that I contributed to their success. And I just love it when they say, Mom, you are the best. I couldn't do this without you. I love you so much. So this really triggers right into my level 4 energy of helping them. And the same as for Linda. Oh, there they are. Aren't they cute, honestly? And the other one is I coach as well, just like Linda. I love coaching. So helping people by using my coaching skills and helping them to explore what they truly want, how to achieve their personal goals, find their inner motivation, see them grow in confidence and achieve success. I find that's really, really empowering and validating and kind of magical. So I just find that that also really sits very nicely in my level 4 energy. Okay. So then the next question I have for you ladies is, helping and caring is also a level 4 energy, but for you, taking care of yourself. Because this is a strategy number 1, the more you take care of you, the higher your energy levels. Yep, there you have it. You can tuck that one away. So what do you do to take care of yourself mentally, physically, spiritually? And what does taking care of yourself mean to you?
I can jump in.
Thanks.
So I think on the physical and mental side, more so on the physical, like I exercise regularly, and that helps not only physically but also to keep me in a good mental shape. I think I need to learn better ways how to show up for myself compassionately and give myself permission to just, not be perfect.
Oh, that's
So
so
I
good.
think it's something to learn for me.
Yes, yes. So I'm sensing that physically you've got this, you're like exercising regularly, but you want to acquire some more compassion for yourself,
Yes.
more room
Yes.
to be, and letting go of perfectionism and just being allowed to make mistakes and just be.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
I like that. Okay. And what about you, Linda? What do you do to take care of yourself?
Well, one thing I do is each morning I have a half an hour where I just write without an agenda.
Mhm.
I wake up, I get with a group of actually people in Toronto. For some reason, I'm a Toronto person
Mhm.
at heart, but online. And then we each write for some time, and I like to just find out where my mind takes me, and I enjoy that.
Oh, I really like that concept. So you don't have a direction for your writing, you
No,
just let it flow.
yeah, the person who leads the group kind of gives you a possible lead to
Mhm.
start with, but you don't have to use it. Sometimes it's useful and sometimes it's not. So
Okay.
just right, yeah.
But I love that you have given yourself this mental space to explore whatever's happening in your mind and your heart, and that you can put it on paper. That is so powerful. Ah,
It's
and it
really
gives you like a little peace and serenity at the beginning of the day. That sounds blissful, actually, right? Good job. Okay. So I'm going to share with you some happy moments for me. So biking is definitely how I take care of myself. It's my favorite sport. So this is me in the summer, and this is the trail, Blair Trail. Next to my house, there's a river, and I'm very blessed to have access to this big trail for me to go to. I also like to write, journal, and visualize. I really like my little affirmation cards. Um, they put my mind in the right direction. I have a gratitude journal that I use every morning, every night, that I've been doing for the last 3, 4 years now, and it has really, really changed the way I see things. Spending time connecting with friends and family, so important, especially my children. I meditate every day. I'm going
Mhm.
to say that I don't actually love meditating. I'm just going to say it straight up, but it is something that I do for my self-care. So I take care of myself by meditating, because this will definitely help my energy throughout the day. It will create anabolic energy opportunities because my mind is open and calm. And so it keeps me out of trouble. It keeps me out of levels 1 and 2 where I can get feisty and angry, because those are my defaults from my upbringing. In my house, uh, we were really reactive. So that's my default. So I work hard every day to remain in a higher mental space. And so that's my app. I practice with John Kabat-Zinn, who is the guru of mindfulness-based meditation. There's different apps, of course. I just got the Headspace one. I have to explore that one, but I would say that's one of the biggest ways that I can take care of myself. And Fatima, do you see yourself in the picture?
Oh yeah.
So this is us at the YMCA. This is my fabulous group of fabulous people who bring me so much joy, not just physically, obviously, but there's this beautiful connection with these amazing people, high energy, cracking jokes, supportive of each other. It's fantastic. Very inspiring people as well. So when I'm with them, I'm uplifted right away, just being with them. So there you have it. I enjoy traveling, speaking Spanish, dancing salsa. So this is me in Cuba with people I just met, and they were so much fun to be with. And this is me in the fancy pink car that they had at the resort. And I had to sneak a picture in there because why not, right? I'm not going to have a car like that in Canada. So yes, but the level 4 energy for people who love to give, who love to help, have a tendency sometimes to give too much. And I was just wondering, do you sometimes give too much? And what happens when you do? Oh, I have a comment. Okay, she's going to be right back. All right. So, yeah, when we give too much, what happens then is instead of feeling good about helping, we start feeling drained. And then we fall back into maybe a level 2 energy where we start to feel angry that people are not helping us. All right. So level 5 energy is peace. We both win. We seize the opportunities. Others are gifted. There's confidence here. Everything leads to growing, having faith that things will work out because every opportunity leads to growth. So this is a level 5 energy. So I want to share a story about my principal, my school principal, high school. He is this person who trusts us and sees us in an incredibly gift. He sees us as, oops, there's a spelling mistake here, as incredibly gifted and valuable. There's a sense of peace around this man. He's calm. He has faith in us. He trusts us. And he's solution focused. So this is a typical leader for level 5. And I experienced that with him. Just because as comparison, and this is interesting with the energy levels, my former principal lived in level 1 energy. She was always afraid, always afraid. She lived in fear. So her entire outlook was, how can we do this so we don't get in trouble? She was always in her office, and it was just a very, very different vibe. And it was actually very difficult to work for her because she didn't trust us. She second guessed us. Parents were right, students were right, and we were at the bottom of the chain, of the food chain. And it was really, really detrimental. And it's actually with her principalship, if you can even say that, that I experienced my burnout in 2018. Okay. So being in the flow, level 6 energy, it's a high energy level where you experience the idea of being in the flow, the joy, the wisdom. There's fearlessness. We all win. People follow their intuition, their inner geniuses, and there's a synthesis of everyone and everything at the same time. So my level 6 energy moment that I would like to share with you is a theater production that I did in 2008 in Saskatchewan, Canada, called Windblown Rafale. And we went to Saskatchewan in this little place where it's all fields. Saskatchewan is all agricultural land, no trees, just basically big open fields. And we helped a community celebrate its centenary, so 100 years. And we experienced this level of synthesis and connectedness and talking to the community, and we created a play from scratch based on the interviews that we did with the people. I also had an amazing relationship with all the other actors and the people who put together this play. And so this is probably one of my most magical moments in my life. My daughters participated in this as well. They were little. I don't know if you can see Stephanie here. She was tiny. And so this is, to me, this symbolizes energy level 6, which, like I said, is synthesis. Everyone wins. We're valuable. Everyone is gifted. All right, so then what have I got here? Okay, so then I have a few cute moments here because energy 6 can also be the joy and the flow. And so this is me and my sister-in-law and my niece. And yes, I am on a scooter. I never thought in my lifetime I would get onto one of these things. But what happens when you have high energy people around you and you act in the intuition and you act in the moment, well, then you get to live fun moments. And so this was one of them in Calgary, Alberta. And this is my project that I'm building right now to support women who are currently dating and help them experience more joy, more confidence, more purpose as they navigate the treacherous ways of online dating these days. So I'm building this. This is going to be my level 6 opportunity to share and feel connected to other women. It's going to be a 5-week program starting in January, and we will work together. I will have my strategies, of course, as a coach. So my skills will help these ladies. These ladies will also bring their beautiful power, their beautiful energy, and I believe we're going to move mountains. So I'm really looking forward to this. And here's my favorite picture of a little girl who has no cares in the world, and she is just experiencing pure joy, as right there, as you can see. And level 7 is the absolute passion, unconditional love, non-judgment, and we connect with your inner genius, and winning and losing are illusions. So for this one, I have moments, because this level of energy is what I would like to say, a little bit like a hummingbird that goes into the flower and experiences a little bit. So level 7 is like that. We get to tap into it a little bit. We get to experience it a little bit, but we can't remain there because it's just not sustainable. It's too much, because it's absolute passion. So we can experience moments of absolute passion, absolutely. Moments of unconditional love where we feel connected with our inner guru, our inner genius. We feel like we're tapped in with a higher spirit, whatever that is for people, that does happen. So for me, level 7 is when I write my short stories, then I just have this flow of energy, of creativity, and I don't even think about it. It just kind of writes itself out from my heart, from my mind, from my life experiences. And it is just so pleasurable to write them down. It's like writing from my heart onto paper. So that's one example for me. Photography is another one. I'll be walking along and then I stop and I see pure beauty and I take a picture. And that's my intuition talking to me. I don't question it. I just see it and I say, oh, that's a picture. So photography is a way for me to express this high level of pure passion, in this case with nature. Linda, just so you know, this is Lake Huron in Canada. It's not Cuba. It's not Mexico. It's not Europe. This is right here in my country, and it's one of my favorite lakes. It's just absolutely glorious. And finally, isn't it beautiful? I know.
Beautiful.
It's beautiful. And then the last one you're going to think is kind of funny, but I'm going to share it anyways. I have a picture here of a tape. And maybe Fatima, you're young, so maybe, but Linda and I, we know what tapes are. So this one says, wiggle
I know
it.
what tapes are.
So there you have it. And this one, my brother found it in one of my boxes from high school. And last summer, we had to go into a camper because that's the only place where there was a tape player, a tape deck. And we played this song, and I hadn't heard it, and I'm going to say 30 years. And we created like a little, with our flashlights, we created like a little discotheque in the camper. And that moment to me was pure passion, pure joy, pure connection with my brother and my sister-in-law. And that to this day is one of my most beautiful, cherished moments. And this song is hilarious at the same time. So the $1 million question is, how do you shift your energy? How do you go from, oh my God, I can't take this anymore, to, what am I learning here? What is the opportunity? So there's many ways. But I just want to say straight off the bat right here that it does take time. It does take time, but these ways are efficient. I just wanted to I don't want to say like, oh, you're going to read this and you'll be able to shift your energy tomorrow morning by 5 a.m. But they are very, very practical strategies. So creating and maintaining anabolic energy with physical health. That is, I think in some documentaries that I watched recently, 85% of your mental and physical health will depend on physical exercise. So healthy sleeping, healthy food, exercise is the number one thing. Biology 101, right? We all know this. Then also for mental health, making sure this is a human need to connect with people. So this is difficult for people who are single because they would like to have that special person, but you can still connect with people. So it'll be your friends, it'll be your family, your colleagues, different levels of connecting. Obviously, it will not be an intimate level of connecting, but hugging people is so helpful, and also having fun. The awareness of what you are experiencing in the moment. This is your point 0, which is also the point of this whole webinar, so that you can recognize that, oh, I'm in the conflict level right now. I'm angry and it's black and white and I'm right and you're wrong. Okay. And then you can step back and kind of observe and breathe. Okay. We also have rewriting limiting beliefs and assumptions. Yes, it does take a bit of time. through, like we've discussed today, journaling, reflecting, judgment, like we've talked about, bringing ourselves more compassion and not being so judgmental on ourselves, giving ourselves the space to be and accept ourselves the way we are. And getting a coach, a life coach, is very helpful here. So 4 years ago, I was definitely very hard on myself. I had done years of therapy and it was just helping a little bit, but therapy, it had its limits. And I hired a coach, you guys. I did. And he really helped me with redirecting my thoughts and creating this space for myself and using affirmations and journaling. And he's also the reason I was able to start meditating, because I knew I had to meditate. I just didn't know how to get there. I didn't know how to do it. And so with coaching, I was able to develop, I would say, one of my strongest strategies to keep my mental health and stay in an anabolic space, in a positive space. Blocking out the noise, definitely, that's easy to do. So blocking out the news, social media, toxic people. What I mean by toxic people is people who complain incessantly all the time. So I'm not talking about friends and family who have sometimes difficult moments and who share their difficulties with you. That's not the same thing. I'm really talking about people who are literally living permanently in very hopeless, stuck, critical energy levels, or they're always angry. And so these people will obviously bog you down. So blocking out the noise is a very healthy way to do this. Practicing meditation, I've already told you this. I got coaching around this and I've been doing it, I'm going to say, almost every day. I don't want to say every day, but I'm going to say 6 days out of 7, I meditate 20 minutes a morning. Absolutely. And I know when I don't meditate, I feel it and it's not good, because then my default is going back to being a little bit feisty and a little bit angry. So meditation is very important for me specifically. So exploring your values and aligning them with yourself. So how do you know what your values are? And making sure you experience more of an event that you experienced when you were truly happy. So let me ask you, maybe, I already told you about my very happy moments with my daughters, with dancing, wiggle it just a little bit, and also my theater play that we presented in Saskatchewan. But I am curious, what is one event in your lives that brought you immense joy, happiness, fulfillment, purpose, all of it? If you take a minute to think about that.
For me, the first thing that came to mind that popped in there was when I was able to take my niece to Paris.
Fabulous.
And we spent a week in London first, because I used to live there and I have friends. And then we went over to Paris, which is what she really wanted to do. And it was delightful just to be able to share and show her places and to see her joy. And of course I was loving it too. So it wasn't pure level 4. It was it was mine too.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely,
Yeah.
Linda. Yeah. So I'm sensing beautiful values of connection, growth, traveling, adventure. And this seems, and of course, sharing deeply with your niece. So that made it such a beautiful, unforgettable moment. Yeah. How about you, Fatima?
So I'm thinking back to when I was about 10 to 13 years old. Every summer. Oh, did I lose connection?
No, I'm here. I'm here.
No. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I was still young, and we'd meet every summer in Lebanon. My uncle would come from Germany, and our house was right by the Mediterranean Sea, and we'd go for a swim every day. The feel, like the water on my body and face and the sunshine, that was the best.
Oh, that sounds so lovely. The senses of your body and the sun and the Mediterranean, that sounds like paradise. And being with your family and your uncle, those were privileged time indeed.
Beautiful.
And the sun, oh gosh, I can only imagine.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing. Yeah, I appreciate that. I have a little bit of the same story as you, except it was in France. So I have this same thing, going to the beach with my cousins and feeling the sun on my skin and the feel of the water on my body. So very sensual. That's such a pleasurable,
Yes, yes.
right? Magical, amazing. Thank you. So another strategy, of course, is to get a life coach. And like I said earlier, I did years of therapy. I did burn out in 2018. I was full on level 1. I can't get out of this mess. And I was angry and I could not get out of it. So when I finally walked out on the job, because I walked out on the job, I saw my vice principal and I said, I am leaving. Don't bug me. And I will be seeing my doctor. And that's that. And that was like the final angry moment as I walked out. And so getting a coach, and he was an iPec coach, by the way, Linda, and he helped me reframe my mindset, work through my blocks, release anger, move on, learning. He helped me build this practice of meditation that on my own, I don't think I would have been able to, like I said, I wanted to, I just didn't know how to. And I needed the accountability and I needed the smarts, aim smarts and everything else to get it done. So that person was the beginning of my getting better and living with higher energy. There's a thing called the Energy Leadership Index. It's an assessment that reveals the specific filters that people develop and how they're influencing your life. It also uncovers the thinking and perceptions that might be creating the stress or even holding you back from achieving your goals. So this, because after all, the ability to achieve success, happiness, and purpose happens when we are able to recognize and release internal challenges and blocks. So this is an assessment that I do as well. It's fairly short, and then there is a debrief, and it's like a GPS. It goes straight to it so that you know exactly how you show up during moments that are easy and during difficult moments. And so it's like a little bit of a map on how you show up energetically. This is the 2-minute feedback, but first I would like to say that, okay, so that was my sorority, and I wonder if I have this. Okay, so let's do a little practice with this, and I'll show you the before and then the after. So I'm going back to online dating because this was such a big part of my life for such a long time, and I was just so stuck and feeling just dejected and worthless, and it was so bad for my ego. So yeah, you are meeting a person you met online for a meet and greet, and they do not show up. So before, my energy would drop right to a level 1. It doesn't matter what I do, this always happens to me. And that's how I would react. Why does this always happen to me? What's the point of even trying? There are no good people out there. So I felt hopeless. I felt like there was just no purpose to this. And then now, after the training, after the coaching, after the meditating, after the shifting of my mindset, this is more what it would look like. What have I learned this time? So the opportunity to grow, which is the level 6 opportunity to grow, and just gratefulness. Okay, I'm glad for this extra practice. I'm one person closer to the right person. This was obviously not the right person. Work in progress, no winning, no losing. This is a process. I'm doing just fine. I love myself, and it is just a matter of time for that beautiful, beautiful person to find me too. And also, I'm glad I found out so soon that this was not going to work out. Thank you for that, Mr. Guy who didn't show up on my date, right? Yeah. So very different outlook on those things. Yeah. So yeah, going back to, I would just like to thank you so much, you guys. We're just under the hour, and you've been beautiful participants in this presentation today. I've told you about my sorority, my beautiful project that I'm building and putting my heart and soul into it, and wanting to have this synergy with a group of fantastic ladies and growing with them. I also coach, like you said, Linda, I'm not just doing ladies who are dating and want more joy and purpose, but I also happen to coach other people too. And it's interesting that you said what you said, because my other group of people is actually high school kids. High school kids who feel a little bit lost and they don't know what they want out of life, and they don't have the confidence, and they don't know. So I have one client right now, and I'm really enjoying coaching him because I can see I can see the change. I can see that he is more confident than he was in September when we started. I can see that he's taking more risks. I can see that he has an easier time saying what he wants. I know this seems basic, but for a young man in grade 12, this is a big deal. So yeah, so one-on-one coaching starting anytime is what I do. And there you are. So this concludes my 7 levels of energy up close and personal. Thank you so much for joining me this evening. I was just wondering before I go if I can get you to click onto, or maybe just share out loud. There is a link that I can put for you in the chat. If you wouldn't mind taking maybe 1 or 2 minutes to what am I trying to say? To one moment. To do it for me. All right, so there's the chat. I was looking for my chat. And there you go. And so it's, yeah, one thing that you learned today. Was it interesting? Any feedback would be absolutely wonderful.
I particularly liked the, am I mute?
Oh, I hear you, Linda.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure what was going on. We changed. Oh, I know. The slides went down. All right. What happened? I really liked the way you presented the different levels, and using personal situations and giving examples. And then, also, so that was really good because it made it real. It made it a lot more real. And I also like the fact that you covered ways that you can improve your levels.
Okay.
So I thought that was a really powerful part of that. So yeah, no, I thought you did a really masterful job.
Oh, thank you very much, Linda.
And it was fun to see your family and pictures.
Yeah, thank you very much. Good energy, right? To see family pictures always. Thank you very much. All right. Well, without any further ado, you both have lives. So again, I would like to thank you for sharing this adventure with me. And I'm sure I will keep up with you guys through email, through events on Facebook, Zoom. Linda, you keep me informed. And Fatima, I will see you at the YMCA, my dear friend.
Yes, I will. And thank you very much. It was a very informative webinar. And I'm going to write this back in the form that you sent.
Oh, okay. Sounds good. Thank you very much. And we can always email. If you have any questions, you have my email. You can certainly write to me. Would you like my email, Linda?
Yes.
I don't think. Oh, here we go.
Okay.
Let me just put it in here.
Okay.
Just a moment, please.
Okay.
Sorry. I have so many emails. lifecoaching@gmail. Nope. Lifecoaching eugenie.ducatel.com. There you go. That's my email there. And my website is also this. I have a website.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Have a beautiful evening, ladies, and have a happy holiday season. Hope you get lots of rest and connecting with people, having fun, dancing in the living room, whatever it is that you want to do. All right.
Happy holidays to you
Happy
too.
holidays to you too, Fatima. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Happy holidays. Bye.